me, Bo, come on. Hey! Welcome to the bunch. Rightio folks, this week's bunch might be a bit choppy with me in a t-shirt, then in a cycling kit, then in another location, but yes, I'm in Girona at the moment. I am here at a product launch. I'm sure you're going to be able to guess. Anyway, what have we got going on this week?
'Cause for the first time in forever.
As I said, it's going to be choppy. I'm back in Annecy, and anyway, more of Neil's theatrics later, I promise you. I won't let you down with that. Right, first up, let's do a bit of a race report. In the 14 days since we last uploaded one of these videos, there's been plenty of racing. Some seem a distant memory, and that includes the UAE Tour. We had our man there, Mr. Nuggets himself.
Hey guys, Dane Cash here. New video, new airport. Just about to board my flight back to Colorado after 2 weeks here in the Middle East. Just wrapped up the UAE Tour last night. I have to say, really impressed with the level of racing. The race had a really nice start list coming in, and for the most part, the stars delivered. They put on a show here in the desert. Takeaways from the UAE Tour, let's start with the sprinting field and the parity. We had 4 different marquee sprinters take stage wins here in the desert. Really nice competitive field. No one guy stood out as the dominant racer, which, you know, that's kind of rare for sprinting. A lot of times you get one guy just crush everybody all across the whole race, but this week we had some nice close battles, and hopefully it'll stay that way throughout the rest of the season. On the GC side, Primož Roglič is the real deal. This was his 3rd World Tour stage victory in 1 year, going back to the Basque Country last year. He may not have the name recognition of some of the other GC types, but I talked to, Alejandro Valverde, Tom Dumoulin, some guys that do have name recognition. They weren't surprised at all. They're not writing this guy off. They know he's the real deal, and they're expecting him to be there at the Giro in May, where he is going to be a bona fide threat. Speaking of Valverde, by the way, nice race for the world champion. He got his first win here this season, 2nd overall. And then you had some nice performances from some youngsters. David Gaudu, the Frenchman, much hyped out of Groupama FDJ, coming up, and he had a nice race as well. James Knox, the 23-year-old British kid on De Koninck Quickstep, another top 10 ride for him as well. So a nice balance of veterans and youngsters here this week in the UAE. All around, level of racing pretty high. It was a welcome sight. Anyway, I got a flight to catch. Hopefully see you out on the road.
Cheers, Dane. I'm positive you must be trolling me there. Either that or McDonald's is your natural habitat. And with the racing over in the Middle East, do we dare say it's when the proper racing got underway? With Kern Brussels Kern and Het Volk, or Het Nieuwsblad, whatever it's called now. Both races were cleaned up by De Koninck Quickstep. Bob Jungels and Stuyvesant took the wins, and to be honest, it was Jungels' win that really surprised. A few years ago, people were talking about him as a Grand Tour rider. That looks like it could have changed. What do you reckon? Is he a man for the one-day classics now? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Then it was over to Italy and the Strade Bianche in Tuscany. That, again, was taken by De Koninck Quickstep. This time, a man who was racing it for his first time, Alaphilippe. The man of the race for me though was Van Aert, a guy in his 2nd year racing it, a 1st year with a World Tour team, and unfortunately he got 3rd. Not for trying though, he bridged across the full sang, and Alaphilippe then didn't hold back and tried to go straight past him. In the women's edition, held just before the men's, it was a nail-biter with Annemiek van Vleuten taking the win from Mitchelson Scott. From Italy, it's over to France with Paris-Nice, a race that used to signal the start of the season, not so much anymore. Groeneweggen's taken both of the sprints so far. Anyway, let's get into Rider of the Week time. There's been plenty of good racing, plenty of good results, plenty of good action, but I'm overruling everybody and going with my mate, James Knox of De Koninck Quickstep, a man in his 2nd year as a pro, and a man who showed he can mix it up with the big boys at the UAE Tour, as Dane said earlier on. I remember seeing him race round the local circuits up in the northwest of the UK, occasionally with mud guards on. Okay, next up, how about what you may have missed on the site in the past 2 weeks? Let's begin with James's article, a piece about where he started with road cycling and the items he used to build his first road bike up. I'm including this not just because it's a good article, but because I'm able to put a picture of him back in the good old days when he was young, youthful and good looking. And I tell you what, here's me and Kaylee as well. Just remember kids, even if you start life with aero bars and a camelback on a road bike, you can turn your life around and make something of it. Just look at Kaylee. If reading's not your street, we've got some good galleries. There's the Strade Bianche and there is also the Tour of Rwanda gallery, a race that I would love to go and see. It looks like it's full of passion, full of crazy fans, so hopefully one day we can get ourselves over there. Tech-wise, we've got a review of some mid-price pearly Izumi road shoes and then some fancy new wheels from a company out of Holland called Zeal. As for adventure, well, I didn't just visit Girona last week, I visited several months ago to do a piece on how awesome the cycling is, not just in Girona, but the Costa Brava area as a whole. Mr. Bala, have you ever visited the ex-Soviet country of Kyrgyzstan?
No, never.
Well, there we are. Our mate Andy has though.
It's Andy Van Bergen from Velo Club, and today I thought I'd take you on a little bit of my commute to CyclingTips HQ. Now, about 25 metres from me, just over to my right here, is a freeway which is one of the major arterial roads into Melbourne. Yet here I am on this incredible path, and I just thought, I was thinking about it on the ride in today and thinking about how as cyclists we tend to kind of seek these remote places and places that are away from cars and away from traffic and away from buildings, because that's what gives us these incredible experiences. Now, I don't know if you've had a chance, but we did exactly that late last year. A few of us took off to check out central Kyrgyzstan, which is in Central Asia and pretty much the furthest point from any ocean that you can imagine. It's remote. It's 4 aeroplanes remote. It's 4 aeroplanes plus a full day in a van remote. And if you haven't had a chance to see it, I'd really recommend you check it out, because if you're into amazing locations, these incredible scenic vistas, into just the idea of adventure and the romance of travel, then you definitely want to check it out.
Right, what else have we got on the show this week? Well, we need the rant. And this week we got somebody special with a rant that... Oh, here he is. This
please,
is...
wait me, please. You have the best shape in the world now.
You should have seen me when I was going good though. I would have given you a run for your money. Yeah, there might be a certain person with a rant that's very limited, shall we say, to a certain few people.
If you win a monument, you have a free beer in Belgium, and you pay 2 beer in the France.
So that's it. France needs to up its game.
Okay.
France needs to improve.
Tomorrow the French kill them.
So it's not always an upside to winning the classic. If you go to Belgium, free beer. If you go to France, you've got to buy your own and somebody else. You got to feel sorry for the pros sometime. If that rant is a little bit too niche, here's Dave, who's clearly a little bit worried about me after watching the previous episode.
I was watching last week's episode when I noticed that your zip tie on your bike is about to cut your leg wide open. Quick tip, you want to get yourself some flush cutters. You can buy them at a hobby store, craft shop, online, but they'll do a nice job of cleaning up that zip tie, and you won't have to go to the emergency room to get some stitches.
Next stuff. But what about we throw over to the guys in the podcast cave? And I think Neil may have had one too many sugary snacks.
Oh God, why are you doing this? You know, I will say that I thankfully have, or we've kind of gotten out of the frozen phase in our household.
Cause for the first time in forever,
Cool, I can't be free.
no escape from the storm inside of me. It's really the turning point of the whole film.
Really? Oscar worthy.
How about that?
Near to canti di merda.
After that, I honestly think there's no point in telling you what's on the podcast. I'm just going to tell you, there's no singing, thankfully. Tech time and what is in our garage this week. It's a fancy pair of shoes from Kaylee.
I just finished my very first ride on a shoe that you probably saw on CyclingTips last week. Specialized new S-Works Exos. This is a replacement for the Sub 7. It is even lighter, 150 grams each shoe, just about. That's for size 42. The construction is really incredible. Kind of a stretchy toe thing going on here, and then a much firmer material around the midfoot. Great heel hold, and one BOA dial right on the top, right here. First impressions? They feel really light on your feet. They feel like little slippers. The stretchy toe bit I particularly like, actually. Kind of gives your feet room to roam. I actually almost feel like you could size down half a size because of that. I like the single BOA dial, although I will say that I ended up with kind of, it felt pretty tight across the sort of top of my foot here, and obviously much looser with the stretchy toe bit. Heel hold was really, really good. Super impressed. Obviously not much going on the bottom of these things. Anyway, first impressions, very good.
Okay, let's wrap this video up. It's been a mixed bag. We've been in Girona, we've been on a product launch, we're here in Annecy, but it is time to finally go. Everything I speak of is linked below, just down here somewhere. Please subscribe. It would be lovely if you'd do that. Just click the little button wherever it is, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and shoot us some comments below. Let us know what you think of the video, let us know what you'd like to see in these videos, and until next week, thank you for watching and enjoy your riding. Oh, and while I'm here, a little bit of a boast, check this photo out. I can now say I've bought an ex-world champ a dairy product.